Morning class. This is your IT period, and today we are going to start a new chapter, ability to work independently. In our previous chapter we study about stress management and its techniques, and now we are on another chapter, ability to work independently. So before starting this chapter, you should know what is the ability to work independently, what is the definition of an independent person. First of all, what is independent? Independent means get to know yourself, starting making your own decisions, challenge your beliefs and assumptions, meet your needs, learn to soothe yourself, or give yourself permission to acknowledge and feel your feelings, your emotions. That is independent. Not all the time, independence does not mean independent financially, that if you have money you can take care of yourself, that is independent. No, that is not the proper definition of independent. When you start taking your own decisions, you know yourself and your abilities, you meet your needs, that is independent. And what is a person? Independent person, someone who does not rely on others for assistance, someone who prefers to do tasks alone, someone who does not follow current trends in fashion or thinking, someone who does not care what others think about them. Does not rely on others means does not depend on others, but it does not mean that an independent person do not need any help. There is some point in our life where we need others help. It is not compulsory that we do not need others help. We can definitely take help, and there is no relation with independency. Independency means being independent person means you can be someone who does not depend on others for completing your tasks, for completing your work. For example, you are given a project in class. If you are that much independent that you do not rely on others, you do not depend on others for completing that task, you can perfectly complete that, then we can call you an independent person. That is also an independent person. So this is the definition of independent person. The word independent does not mean only relying on yourself. It is also about creating and living your own life. For example, if you are copying another person's lifestyle or doing what they are doing, you are not an independent person. You are just copying someone else. You do not know what do you want in actual. You do not get what do you want. You are still confused. That is why you are copying others, what others are doing. Suppose in next class, in class 11th, you are going to choose some subjects according to yourself. For example, some students will choose arts, some will choose commerce, and some will go with the science stream, but you do not know what you want to do, so you will go with your friends that my friend is going to take science stream, so I will go there. So this is what, this is copying, and that is not a symbol of being independent. That is not independent person. You are just copying another person. If you want to know how independent you are, pay attention to how similar your life is to other people. Got it? Just try to know your emotions, your feelings. What do you want in life, and why are you doing all these things? Stop copying others and look at yourself. Where do you actually stand, and what are your needs? Work independently. Now, what is the meaning of work independently? Being independent doesn't mean that you never have to work with others or that you should never ask for help. help. It means that you are taking responsibility and control of your actions and decisions whilst considering those around you. Working independently means you do not need others in your tasks. You can perfectly do your work with yourself. You do not need any kind of help. But at some point, if you want, then just side your ego and take help. We cannot add that help word into that definition. It means that you take responsibility. You are taking responsibility of a thing on yourself, that I can do that. Yes, I can do that. But at some point you will definitely need help, and you should take help. Just side your ego and take help. Just being responsible, that I am responsible for doing this task, I can take responsibility of that. This is working independently. Now, next one is advantages of working independently. Working independently, you can work in your own pace, not depending on someone else. You can decide what to do when. You can definitely take your own decisions and go with them. You cannot make fault of others, because you are alone working on that thing, on that particular specific task. So you are responsible for each and everything, for the decisions you have made, for the work you have done. You can concentrate easier and work faster, because you have a strategy that how to deal with that task. If you are working on a familiar task, means you know already about that thing, you can get it done quicker, since there are no outside interactions and extra meetings. Like there are no barriers, like in office, in companies, there are a lot of meetings in between the projects that are a kind of interruption between the work. And when you are working individually, you do not need to attend those meetings. There is no outside interactions with any person. You get the whole credit for the work you do, since you are working alone. If you are working alone, then definitely you are going to take all the credit. There won't be any situation where one does less but gets the same credit with others. You need not to share your credit with another person, as there is no one except you. You get to make your own decisions. You can make your own decisions, work on it, and if you get the credit, you will get motivated and you can do more better job. That is the advantage of working independently. Now, what is the ability to work independently? We study about work independently. Now, what is that ability? Ability means capacity. Instead, being able to work independently refers to your ability to manage your own time, your priorities, and resources to get the work completed. Essentially, an employer wants to know you can be set task and get it done without any hand holding. It means you are that much capable, so that you can manage your own time, you can have your own resource that are fixed, you have your priorities, that firstly I am going to do this task, and after that there will be a sequence of tasks. You can do work according to yourself, according to your capacity. Now, next one is importance of ability to work independently. What is the importance of ability to work independently? You can concentrate easier and work faster, because there is no any kind of barrier, there is no any another person in between your task. If you are working on a familiar task, you can get it done quicker, since there are no outside interactions and extra meetings. Just like we have studied about it few minutes ago, that in companies people have to attend meetings in between their projects, and these are so disturbing. They interact the mind of person towards itself. So it is a kind of disturbance whenever you are doing a specific task. So when you are working independently, you are alone working on a project, there is no barrier in between. You do not need to go for any kind of meeting, any kind of outside interaction. You get the whole credit for the work you do since you are working alone. Now, what are those skills? Skills to work independently. To work independently, there must be some skills. Not every person can work independently. There are a lot of people, or we can say that majority of such people who cannot do work independently. They need someone's help, or there are who used to copy others for doing their work. So those people who works independently, they definitely required some skills. So we are going to study about those skills. First one is organizational skills. Probably you do not have an assistant to answer the phone, to make some copies, or to remind you of urgent appointments, etc. Means you do not have any other person with you who can help you in doing work. For that reason, a certain degree of organizational skills is an essential requirement to know where everything is and to be able to do and finish everything on time. You have to keep and go with time management. You know how to manage all the things, how to do the task on proper time without taking anybody's help, because now you are alone and you are going to do all the tasks with yourself. So you must attain those organizational skills. You have to do your own task as well as other tasks also, which are related to an assistance task. Do not forget that it is about your own career, so you must create your very own structures as well. Next one is multitasking ability. Not only for working independently, but we all have that kind of skill of multitasking, doing various tasks at the same time. If you want to earn some or more money, you often must do several things at once. Means doing a lot of tasks if you want to make money. Not only to make money, if you want to learn something, you have to distribute your time into various skills for learning them to attain some knowledge. You cannot just do and finish one project and then you start to look for your next project. Do not treat it like a job. Just treat it like that you need it for creating your future bright. You need to learn. Never stop learning, even if you will earn someday, but never stop learning, because it is helpful in developing in your career. When you stop learning, you cannot grow, because learning and doing work, a lot of work at same time, is very important if you want growth in your career. You will always have to run through a constant cycle of self promotion and do your work and doing while you work. Multitasking ability is definitely a must have skill you will have to own. We all have to attain multitasking ability in ourselves so that we can manage various tasks at same time. Next one is discipline. Discipline is very important thing, and it plays a major role in all the work, whether we are in playground, whether we are in school, in college, we are everywhere, anywhere we are. Discipline is must. The springtime could possibly influence your work as much as it did when you were inside your four walls of boss office building. Therefore, you should be able to tell yourself when it is time to work, to actually sit behind your desk and to really start working. Discipline, doing things in well manner, in discipline. There is always enough time to go to the beach as long as you make enough billable hours. Discipline. Maintain and manage your time and your behavior also. Maintain that discipline. Then that example is given here. You should know when it is time to work, when you have to sit. Do not be lazy all the time. Make a timetable accordingly so that you can do your work in discipline, in manner. Communication skills, very important thing, whether you will go with private sector, with government sector, or even you want to become a businessman or start your own business, whatever you want to do in your life, communication skills are must, because the person who is having communication skills, who knows how to interact with others, how to speak to others, how to create good relations, that will become successful only. How do you tell a customer that his taste is very horrible? Or how do you ask your client to pay his unpaid bills? How will you say? With the help of communication skills, if you have a fear or a lack of confidence, then how can you ask other that please pay my bill? You must have a confidence in speaking, in body language. Your communication skills must be excellent. Just give it a try. Do it carefully. Many people choose to work independently because they think that they can say exactly what they think. Communication skills, they can say exactly what they think. Are you getting this point? Whatever is in your mind, say it clearly. Don't fear of anything. You are asking something that is inside your mind or what you want to do. So speak it clearly. In the first chapter of unit first, we study about communication skills, and there are a lot of factors which is given in first chapters. So go with them and try to improve your communication skills. It will definitely amaze you how you should communicate tactically when your salary depends on it. An honest but tactless opinion is an expensive luxury that you actually cannot afford. Lack of communication skills can cause a lot of problem in your life. So from this stage, start learning about the communication skills and all the skills that are given in your book. These are not only chapters so that you will write your question answers, fill up just for exams. Don't treat it like that. Study to become something in life. Do not study only to give exam paper, to get only degrees, your mark sheets. No. If you are studying, then study deeply. Next one is ability to compromise. Ability to compromise. Most people choose to work independently in order to be able to set their higher standard. Sometimes whenever we start working with ourselves and we are getting good responses, then there is something we call ego. It develops automatically, and at that time if we do not compromise with others, that can be a dangerous thing for our career. For example, a person is working independently, he is running a business, he get a client, and if he is not able to negotiate, if he is not able to compromise with his client, he may lose that deal. so he can suffer the loss. So sometimes just listen to another person, compromise or adjust, and go with the situation. And this is the ability to compromise. Compromising is a very important aspect if you want to keep clients happy and satisfied with your work and services. Sometimes we have to adjust, we have to compromise with our clients so that we may get more work from them, and somewhere it creates a goodwill, and that is why we get more work from their sides. That is why sometimes compromise is a good thing. I don't think that there is an independent or a freelancer who's been able to finish a project without making at least one compromise. No, not possible. If you are individually or separately running a company, a firm, then you are alone there, and another person know that there is only single person in that firm, and that is you. So there you have to compromise with your client to make them happy, to get work from them. Next one is flexibility. In my experience, there is almost no project that starts and ends exactly on the time. Some clients cancel projects or they change their priorities and demands. The list is endless. This happens. For example, there is a project of making a software in 3 months. Someone give you a project for making a software in just 3 months. So this is not definite time, or this is not proper time that you will complete your work. It can be extend also. And some clients cancel their projects, give it to another firm, and they change their demand that they want to change that thing in their software. Can you do that for me? There is an endless list. Always be flexible about it. Change with time. One fun part of working independently is having a variety of projects and plans. There is not only one project on which you are working when you are working independently, and you are having a lot of projects, a lot of plans. There is a kind of positive confidence in you that I can do it, and you can definitely do that by having a positive attitude. If you have time management, how you will manage your work. As you know, it is also a part of the challenge. Yes, the last skill required to work independently is ability to deal with rejection and not to take it personally. See, winning and losing, these both are the parts of life, and we all have to face them. That is the truth. We see a lot of failures in our life, and there are a lot of people who suffered from a lot of failures in their life. That much failures we cannot even imagine, and at the end they really meet the success. So failures are just the stairs to reaching the point of success in your life. So appreciate them, do not ignore them, and do not take it personally. These are just stairs to reach the success point in life. Some fellow independents say that they have to make at least 10 phone calls to make one lead. Sometimes you have to contact some potential clients more than 3 to 5 times before they sign a contract. Some of them reject your proposal with no obvious reason at all. At least none that makes sense. Learn to deal with rejections and do not take them personally. Remember, there are a lot of other clients who want to work with you. Suppose you are going to sign a contract and you are trying to make a lot of calls to your client for buttering them, or to make a contact between you and your client. So what they do They may cancel the contract for no reason because you are making too much call. That can also be a reason, so that they do not give you any contract. They thought that you really need them. So avoid that. Calling 2 to 3 times is enough, but do not irritate another person by making a lot of calls. And if such things happens to you, keep in mind there are a lot of clients you can get. There is not a single client which you have lost. You can get a lot of clients. So this is the last and important skill which is required to work independently. So learn them and keep it in your mind. Now, tomorrow we will study about self-reliance and keys to become self-reliant. First one is self-reliance, which is the ability to depend on yourself to get things done and to meet your own needs. And the keys to become self-reliant are self-awareness, self-motivation and self-regulation. And we are going to study about all the 3 key points tomorrow. But before that, I will shortly introduce you to their definitions. First one is self-awareness. What is self-awareness? So, it is the experience of one's own personality or individuality or character. We know ourselves. Nobody knows us. We knows ourselves. Experience of one's own personality, the ability to take an honest look at your life without attachment to it being right or wrong. Honestly look at yourself. Next one is self-regulation. What is self-regulation? It is the ability to monitor and control your own behavior, emotions or thoughts, altering them in accordance with the demands of the situation. This is your ability to control your behavior, your emotions or thoughts. How you control them. Next one is self-motivation. There is nobody on the earth who can motivate you. It is only the person, you, who can motivate yourself. We do not need any another person to whom we will copy and get motivated. No, we used to watch a lot of motivational videos, and sometimes they can motivate us just for few minutes or few days, and after that we started doing the same things again and again, those foolish things again and again. So self motivation is the most important thing if you want to motivate yourself. Always keep in mind there is one person, and that is you, who can motivate yourself. Nobody inspires you, nobody will encourage you. You can listen to a lot of speech as much as you want. You can listen just for your happiness, that today I have listened that video and I will do everything. No, that is for few days, few months, that's it. But if a person who can definitely encourage you is yourself, so self motivation skill removes the dependency on others, and self motivation can be defined as the willingness to do productive work that can give valuable returns. So this is a description of the chapter, and tomorrow we will study the chapter 2, ability to work independently, with the complete description from your book.